What's up, vinyl community? It's your boy Chris coming at you live as always from the man cave here on a Friday night. Hope you guys are having a good one. I want to take a quick amount of time to do a quick video. Shortly, just a few days ago, a VCLT video from my good friend Lucille Childs. Thank you so much, Lucille, again for the awesome music. Man, you just overwhelmed me. It was great. And the announcement of my 500 subscribers. Jump on. 500 subscribers contest, which deadline again June 22nd, midnight. Announcement coming June 24th. Here from the man cave from your boy. The announcement of the grand prize winner, as well as the special drawing winner. And so you guys have still got, I don't know, 21 days. I can't remember, not positive. But anyway, I don't want you guys to think that between that video and the announcement that you're going to go without more tunes from the man cave videos. Obviously, that ain't how I wagon wheel. You guys know how I roll. So I'm kicking it here in the man cave. Big ass, Thor size, superhero-esque cold brew here. Ladies are asleep, and I figured I'll take a little bit of time to talk to you guys about some new arrivals. Recent additions. Haven't had time to listen to any of them that I've gotten over the last week because I've got a sick daughter. But things were better today. Hopefully I'll get to listen to some of these soon. All right, first up, Harlem Bush Music. Taifa. Original pressing, obviously stereo on Milestone. And again, Harlem Bush Music. Uhuru. Also on Milestone. What's cool about the pair? You look right here in the note down on the bottom. You guys probably can't see it, can't read it, can't make it out. I'll read it to you. The music of both volumes of Harlem Bush Music, Taifa and Uhuru, is humbly dedicated, respectively, to the memories of Malcolm X and John Coltrane. And that's from Gary Bartz. To me, that's just awesome. And a couple of really great records. A couple of ones I've wanted for a while, and I get them in one pop from a buddy of mine who hits me up saying, hey man, I remembered you telling me you were on the lookout for some Harlem Bush music. I've got both of these. And I'm like, yeah, put me down for them. Both obviously in remarkable condition. And I'm very excited about both 1970 and 1971 release, respectively, if I'm not mistaken. Next up, Clifford Brown, All Stars, on in Marquee. Man, obviously, I can't wait to hear this. Obviously, I'm quite familiar with the album, being the big Clifford Brown fan that I am. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is a second mono press. But I think so. I think it's the second mono press. That beautiful M. Markey label, blue. Of course, you get Caravan, the A side. Autumn in New York on the B. Yeah. You think about it, that's 2 tracks, but Caravan's 15 minutes. I mean, you in New York is 21 minutes. So, you still got 36, 37 minutes of music there. So, plenty to be heard, obviously. But I'm very, very excited to have this one. It's the earliest press I've owned so far. I found out I was getting this one. I went ahead and parted with a reissue that I had. Just gave it to a friend. Seemed like a nice thing to do. So I did that. Next up, The Soul Clinic. Hank Crawford. It's on Atlantic. It's an original stereo press. Hank Crawford. For those of you who aren't familiar with Hank Crawford, very smooth style. A buddy of mine had once told me that for the longest time he confused Hank Crawford with Hank Mobley, and not because of their first names, Hank and Hank, but because of their playing style. Smooth, always in line, always in flow, always sounding great. Never overpowering like, say, Coltrane or Rollins or anything like that, but just great stuff. And on this particular record, you got Hank Crawford on the alto as well as on the piano. which is something I had no idea of until, of course, I read, like I always do. I always read these, always. But I had no idea that Hank also knew how to play the piano. That I had no idea. But on Please Send Me Someone to Love, Hank Crawford is also heard on the piano. Now, I've never heard this album in its entirety, but I've got several Hank Crawford albums I'm a big fan of, so when I had an opportunity to grab this one, I jumped on it. Very excited. Coming up is another one I was pretty excited to have. Hadn't seen it around too many times in my life. The Modern Art of Jazz by Matt Matthews. Glare is a bitch in here, guys. Apologize. Volume 2. Personnel: Oscar Pettiford, Kenny Clark, Joe Puma, Herbie Mann, Gigi Grease, Art Farmer, Dick Katz, and Julius Watkins. It's a phenomenal record. One that, this is actually the only copy I've ever actually seen in person. It's on Dawn Records. So many for you guys, looking for you guys. So many great labels to find jazz music on besides, Blue Note. Or even on Impulse or Prestige. So many great places to find it. Very excited about that record. Now, those seams, but I'm going to take care of that thanks to my Seams Easy Strips. Again, I just can't stop plugging those damn things because they are awesome, guys. Again, if you haven't taken any of my recommendations from my previous videos, I hope it sinks in now. If any of you guys, if you collect old records like I do, you've got to have some with split seams. Seams Easy Strips, guys. Got to get them into your life, but seriously, got to. All right, this one. I had made a mention to a buddy of mine, my buddy Marcus, that I wanted to get all the Kenny Dorham I could get my hands on. And he had messaged me and told me that he had a 10-inch Kenny Dorham without the original cover. But that, the record was in pretty decent shape, and, it goes for this much, with everything. But, I'll cut you a really good deal since it's just the record, and he did. And so literally for now, this is all I have. But it's Kenny Dorham Quintet, Kenny Dorham on the trumpet, Jimmy Heath on tenor, Walter Bishop on the piano, Percy Heath on the bass, and Kenny Clark on the drums. Some debut. It is an original mono press without the original sleeve, which is fine. There's been several times before that I've went ahead and acquired a record for cheap if it was in good condition, and then found a cover for it later. Several instances come into mind on that one. Next one, one that I've been after for a while. I want to get my hands on as much Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers as I can, obviously. As a rule of thumb for jazz, Art Blakey never made a bad record. I've said it several times on this channel. I will continue to say it forever. But it's Ugitsu, Art Blakey's Jazz Messengers at Birdland. Arguably, possibly, the best Jazz Messengers record not on Blue Note. Very possibly. I think so anyway. Art Blakey on the drums, Freddie Hubbard on the trumpet, Curtis Fuller on the trombone, Wayne Shorter on the tenor, Cedar Walton on the piano, and Reggie Workman on bass. Recorded live at Birdland in New York City, June 16th, 1963. June 16th, 1963. So that means we're coming up on the 56th. Yep, 56th anniversary of this release, of this performance, I should say. Split seams here. Again, going to take care of it. But the record's in great condition. Stereo pressing on Riverside. Gorgeous. Not a damn thing in the world wrong with the wax. I'll take care of those seams, best believe. Looking very much forward to hearing it. Want every Blakey record I can get my hands on. And any Blakey, any Jazz Messengers, and man, just anything on Riverside, guys. Riverside. I'm going to do a video here soon on Riverside Records. Looking very much forward to it. Cheers to the man cave, guys. All right. Next up. So, seldom ever do I ever buy 10 inches. It's one of my least favorite formats, to be completely honest with you, in terms of vinyl. What I hate about 7 inches, obviously, is you got a song or two and you got to flip. But still, there's magic to be found in just grabbing that, that one song that you're like, man, I've got 10 minutes to listen to some music. Let me throw this song real quick. You throw that song on. I do that all the time. I'm like, man, I really want to listen to it. I'm getting ready to leave the house. I got time to play one more song. What can I grab? And grab a 45 and throw it on. 10 inch is kind of caught right there in the middle of the 7 inch, the 45, where, again, hey, I got 10 minutes before I got to leave the house. I can listen to one song. And the 12 inch, obviously, where it's an A side or a B side. It's like, do you have 25 or 30 minutes to spare for each side? Most time, I guess it just depends. But I will buy Jazz 10 inches. And for this one, Gary Mulligan Quartet. It's on Pacific Jazz. Very cool stuff. A rare one. One I've only seen once or twice. Very cool. Chico Hamilton's on this one. Chet Baker's on this one. Juan Whitlock's on this one. Pacific Jazz label. Very sweet. Alright, next up is one that I've always wanted an original pressing of, but is one that I kind of filed away is okay. Is not likely to ever happen. But there are a lot of records that I put on that, the Mobley, 1508. Obviously, there are plenty that I had put on the list of ones, original presses that I'm never likely to own. And then a miraculous thing happened to me a few months ago, and I got an original mono pressing of Saxophone Colossus and Strome VG Plus in a trade with my boy Dylan, and it happened so easy, and it came out in an even trade, and it's like, now I believe acquiring any of these are possible. Possible. Before, I had a long list of ones that I thought were impossible. After that day, you just made me think any record is possible for me to obtain. Any record. But anyway, maybe one of these days I'll get an original pressing of Hank Mobley with Donald Byrd and Lee Morgan, BLP 1540. But in the meantime, this, I think, 1970s Japanese King pressing will do. For the time being, Japanese press can't be bad. You got that Blue Note label. I've had several of these Japanese King jazz pressings, and they're always money. So I already know that going in, and it will do me until the glorious day in which I get my hands on this, on an original copy of this. But Hank Mobley with Donald Byrd and Lee Morgan, what a blowing session, guys! I got to tell you. Donald Byrd, Lee Morgan on the trumpets, Hank Mobley on the tenor, Horace Silver on the keys, Paul Chambers on bass, and Charlie Persip on the drums. Man, look at that horn section, guys. Mobley, Byrd, and Morgan. Wow. Just wow. Just goosebumps just even thinking about it. It's a phenomenal record. And that particular pressing could belong to one of you guys someday. I get my hands on that original pressing, as you guys already know. That's what I'm going for. Next up, awesome record, Harold Land, The Fox. Okay, this is a great record. I believe this is a second pressing, because the original cover looks different than this one. The original cover is better than this one. But it's on Contemporary. Contemporary usually has that yellow label. This is a white label. Stereo press. This is a phenomenal record. I've wanted this album for years. My preference, obviously, is that True First. But I'm going to settle just fine for this one. A buddy of mine picked up his True First a few weeks ago and told me, he said, hey man, I know how much you want this album. I'll be more than happy to sing you this one. And so he did. Dupree Bolton on the trumpet, Elmo Hope on the piano, Herbie Lewis on the bass, and Frank Butler on the drums. It is a truly awesome album. One that I really, truly just cannot wait to throw on here very shortly. It's been a while since I got a chance to listen to some music in here, guys. All right, next up. One I've been after for a long time. One Flight Up. Dexter Gordon. Dexter Gordon, Donald Byrd, Kenny Drew, Niels Henning Horston, Art Taylor. Man. Such a good album. Legendary. I wish it was a True First. It's a stereo pressing. It's on Liberty. And the person who owned it before the person who sold it to me was, nice enough to write their fucking name and everything like that all over the back of it and on the label of the A side. But otherwise, other than that, it's in great condition. And will hold me until I get that True First. Again, not too long ago, this would have been another on the list of albums I thought unattainable. Like, I'll never get this. But again, after that day, Saxophone Colossus, strong VG+. Strong VG+. Ever since that day, Dylan, you made me believe that I can obtain any record. So, that one will be obtained, and that pressing will belong to one of you guys someday. There's nothing wrong with it other than some fucker wrote their name on it. Not even legibly either. Where's the penmanship for you guys writing all over your sleeves and your labels? All right. Next up, Harold Land in New York with Kenny Dorham. I was talking to you guys about Kenny Dorham just a minute ago, about how I'd like to have everything that I can get my hands on with Kenny Dorham. So this goes towards that process. Eastward Ho on Jazzland. Phenomenal condition. Man. Harold Land on the tenor. Amos Trice on the piano. Joe Peters on the drums. Kenny Dorham on the trumpet. And Clarence Jones on the bass. Oh, that's miraculous, guys. It's still in the shrink. Who gives a shit? I'm taking that shrink off. Bam. 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 It's not in the shrink anymore. Shrink, guys. Pointless. Bye. Doesn't that look so much better? Now it looks like a record. A minute ago it looked like a collectible. Now it looks like a record. Now it looks like I'm getting ready to listen to it. Which I am. I know a lot of you guys are passionate about your shrink. It's trash to me. It serves its purpose long enough to get to me so I can cut it off. Alright. Next up, still got some heaters in here, guys. Next up, it's a really cool album cover. Chet Baker and Crew on Pacific Jazz. And these guys are having a sailboat, obviously, having a good old time. Chet Baker on the trumpet. Bobby Timmons, Bobby Timmons on the piano, Jimmy Ball on bass, Peter Lippman on the drums, Bill Labra on the chromatic timpani. Guys look like they're having a blast. And it's on Pacific Jazz. Great record. I wanted it for a while. A buddy of mine just put it in my hands not too long ago. Hadn't had a chance to throw it on the platter just yet. But I can't wait. Looking very forward to it. Next up. Fun story behind this one. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was at work. This goes back to the comment that I made a little while ago about wanting to get my hands on all the Kenny Dorham I could get my hands on. I'm at work, I get a text message, and it's a picture of this album, and it just says, "Knew you'd want this one, so went ahead and picked it up for you." He knew it. He knew it was going down. He knew I'd go for it. Picked it up for me. Also in the text message was, "Still in the shrink, but I know you're going to rip that shit off." With a little wink emoji. Because he and I both share the same complete and utter disdain for shrink wrap. Kenny Dorham, Trompetta Toccata. I think that's how you say that. I could be wrong. Happened once before. Kenny Dorham on trumpet, Joe Henderson on the tenor, Tommy Flanagan on the keys, Richard Davis on the bass, and Albert Heath on the drums. Such beautiful shrink, isn't it, guys? Yeah, bam, there it goes. So nice, I had to tear it off twice. Oh, there you go. Now it looks like a record. Very excited about this one, guys. Obviously, not a first pressing. It's that, the black and blue, label. I think 1970 press, so it's like a second or third, I think, stereo pressing. But it will hold me, guys, until the glorious day in which I get my original pressing, in which time this one will belong to one of you guys. So, we'll talk about that when we get there. Which, knowing me, knowing the mission that I can get on, probably won't be that long. Especially when it comes to acquiring my original jazz presses. You guys know how I feel about those. Next up is an original stereo pressing on Blue Note from a group of very underrated, at least in my opinion, musicians. The Three Sounds, and Gene Harrison on the piano, Andrew Simpkins on the bass, Bill Daddy on the drums. They are the Three Sounds, and this is Bottoms Up. And this is an original stereo pressing. It's an awesome record. The Three Sounds records, honestly, for the most part, are not expensive to acquire. I can't figure it out. They're underrated, underappreciated, in my opinion, at least on Blue Note. In terms of Blue Note, is underrated and as underappreciated a jazz artist as you can be on Blue Note. But all the records are money. So good. Well, I think the second Blue Note original pressing I ever had was the Three Sounds record. I can't remember exactly which one. I'd have to thumb through them real quick. I'll get to that someday for you guys. I don't want to hold this video up any longer. But I got it on the same day as I got my Leo Parker original press. And guys, I've been hooked ever since. On that one day, I picked up 2 original Blue Notes, and I've been hooked on original jazz pressings ever since. Man, you just can't beat it. And this one, obviously, 47 West 63rd Street, New York City labels. It's pristine, original stereo. Got the ear, got the RVG, all the necessary full treatment all the way around. And in closing, for this recent finds video, so been slowly but surely, I used to, before I was a dad, I used to get through 3 full books, 3 full novels, biographies, autobiographies a week. No kidding. Don't ask me how, but I'm an avid reader my entire life. I used to read lunch break, in the morning before work if I had a minute, after work, late night, after, the ladies went to bed, I didn't want to make any noise. Yeah. Now it takes me about a month to get through one, as opposed to 3 a week, 3 a week, which would be about, 12 a month. So I get through 1 or 2 a month now. But I started reading that in The House That Train Built by Ashley Kahn, and it's about, Impulse Records and the history of Impulse Records. And I got inspired. It's like I want to own every Impulse release ever. It's a lot of them. It's going to take a while. This is not something I'm going to be able to accomplish in a year. This is, I mean, maybe if I bought only Impulse for an entire year, but how likely am I to do that? But this is going to be a goal. This is going to be something that one of these days I am going to have every single one of these. It is a goal of mine. And I just crossed 2 original Impulse releases off the list. First up, one of the greatest Impulse releases ever. Man, I was excited about this one. My buddy sent me the info, sent me a list of albums a friend of his was selling. And I saw this one in particular pop up on the list as well as the next one. And man, I was excited. Curtis Fuller, Soul Trombone. Original stereo pressing. Again, it's on Impulse, so it's uber sturdy. Look at that gatefold. It's beautiful. Not a damn thing in this world wrong with it. Freddie Hubbard on the trumpet. Jimmy Heath on the tenor. Cedar Walton on the keys. Jimmy Merritt on the bass. Jimmy Cobb on the drums, G.T. Hogan on the drums as well. And then, of course, you know what Curtis is playing. Curtis Fuller, Soul Trombone. Guys, this record is immaculate in every way. Nobody did the presentation, just the full package. Everybody. Nobody did. Nobody did sleeves, gatefolds. Nobody did it like Impulse, guys. Just the full presentation. It's just awesome. And, of course, that gorgeous orange and black label. It is a thing of pure beauty. It is an original stereo pressing. And guys, again, it is, if you exclude the Coltrane albums on Impulse, it's a strong possibility this is my favorite Impulse. No. A couple of the Coltranes as well as Mingus's Black Saint, the Center Lady, in this. Yeah, there you go. That's more like it. I can't ignore. One can't simply ignore the Black Saint, the Center Lady. You just can't do it. And then next up, because hey, why not cross 2 Impulse off in the same day? Why not do that? Into the Hot, the Gil Evans Orchestra is a original mono pressing. Gatefold, obviously. Impulse, you already know. It's gorgeous. Full treatment. Man. Because these gatefolds, the Impulse, it's just a thing of pure beauty. Just the dedication to the full presentation is something unrivaled in the history of music, in my personal opinion. Man, nobody put more into presenting a vinyl record. Of course, again, that gorgeous, 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 gorgeous orange and black Impulse label. Man, I love it. So, that's it for my most recent haul. All great stuff, none of which I've had a chance to listen to yet. It's been a busy week here at your boy's house. Daughter's been sick. It's been rough. So hopefully I'll have a chance to listen to some of these soon, this weekend hopefully. I just wanted to take a brief period of time to share with you guys, talk to you guys about some of my recent acquisitions, and also to remind you that Tunes from the Man Cave, you boy, Chris, 500 subscribers. Jump on it. 500 subscribers contest currently still going on. Deadline, June 22nd, Friday, June 22nd, Monday, June 24th, Saturday, 22nd. Anyway, June 24th, you're going to go live with the results about the winner of the grand prize as well as the drawing. And so far, I've got dozens of people telling me they're going to put a video in, but as of right now, what I have are videos from Norman Masloff. Mazzy, great video, hilarious. You're awesome, bro. Thank you. And Vinyl Revival Radio, J-Dub. Again, another awesome video. I've got their videos shared on my homepage for those of you who watch this from your laptop, and I'll share the links for them in the description of this video. I want you guys to be able to see all of these just like I want to see all of these. And I can't wait. I'm very excited about this contest. I'm more excited about this than anything that I've done so far. And man, I just really want to have some fun with this, and I want you guys to have some fun with it. And I hope that you're enjoying it so far. And for those of you who haven't seen the 2 entry videos so far, for those of you who are going to make your own video, I can't wait to see it, you guys. I really can't. Very excited. Awesome. Get in it. Have some fun with it. Until next time. Until next video, which, could be this weekend. I got a few days. Until next time. Until next video. Keep dropping that needle, you guys. Cheers from the boy.